Second day of local racing. Wednesday racing comes through from KZN as we build up to the big weekend that comes this Saturday. Daily News and Woolhaven meetings taking part. This afternoon we're on the poly track for an 8-race bonanza which starts at 12:15, and hopefully the results will be kinder to the patrons more so than yesterday afternoon at Hollywood Bets at Kenilworth. But before we go anywhere, just a reminder, leading up into the big weekend in KZN, you can get in touch with us via our X handle or alternatively our WhatsApp and give us ideas as to what sort of theories will dominate come this weekend. All right, so we are here with the man himself. It is Daryl Marie. Daryl, Hollywood Bets at Kenilworth yesterday afternoon did do more taking than giving, and given the inclement weather that was to be expected, I think Robert Carty and Candace set the tone in the very first race with that big outsider. But first thing, very good morning to you, and hopefully we get some money back.
Yes, let's hope so. For the Darren Burrows followers, they did fairly well, Cecil. I mean, he tipped Mojo Man, Kelp Forest. He actually tipped the Pick Six,
Yes,
paid in excess of 70,000.
77,000. Very well done. Because you two both like just the two horses in the first leg, 1 and 7, huh?
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
yeah. Yeah, Cecil, I find polytrack racing, to be quite honest, not very inspiring. So I'm not looking forward to this card. I'm going to try my best for the viewers. But I just find it very difficult. So tread carefully, and let's hope we can get a percentage of the exotics. I'll be more than pleased if that is the outcome. Cecil, opening leg of the bipods. Not convinced with the form lines of number 2, Her Royalty. Number 1, fair debut, Top Gun.
Yes, indeed.
There was a 50-1 first time ahead of him. The horse had finished alongside him, I think it was yet to place from 3 outings. So I'm on the fence with regards to him, but he's a 2-year-old and he does have scope for improvement. I'm taking my chances. I'm banking number 3, Professor Lupin. Now, he has had one run on the poly track in the past. It was in his 3rd start behind Purple Ninja Turtle.
Yes.
And the horse that ran second, I think, was Josephine's Pride. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
He's one of few since then. And the horse that ran 3rd was Warhawk Bomber.
Yes.
Who's one of few since then.
One of few.
So I know his 2 comeback runs haven't been great, but he's nearing peak fitness now and he's back on the poly track. So let's take our chances in the opening leg. Otherwise, it could become a costly perm.
Okay, so it is either in or out in the first leg of the bipod off at 12:15. It's the first of 8 at Hollywood Bets at Greyville. And the banker is the 3. That is from an informed Alison Wright stable. She could have another good afternoon ahead of her. The rider will be Atandi Wambudla, who's gotten to know the horse well. He's ridden it since it's a gelding 2 runs back. And this is that proverbial peak run. So that is the bipod according to Mr. Marie. 12:15 the off time. 35 minutes will be the interval between the first and the second. So 10-1 rather, sees the start of race number 2, the first leg of the PA. And our first handicap, it is a marriage rate at 66, and they're going over the 1,200 meters. And it is quite a competitive affair that lies ahead of us. Richard Fourie, a chance to add to his impressive tally. He is on one of the principals, which is number 4, Stevie G. But just looking at the betting itself, the market rival is number 7, Purple Powerhouse. We did suggest that Alison could have a very good day. That is Alison Wright in those familiar suits of the Hollywood. Rachel Fenneker gets the ride this afternoon. She's been aboard twice, yet to score, but I think this could be an ideal opportunity to make it 5 wins from 45 outings, and that is a 7, Purple Powerhouse. The 4, Stevie G, is at around 11-4. That would be the market rival. And then as we look further down at the betting card, it is the 3rd favorite. Well, the 3 has been given a bit of a chance, Master Bling. But it is the 7, Purple Powerhouse, knows the surface well. 33 runs for 4 wins and as well as 15 placings.
Cecil, can we say he's forgotten how to win? It's been 800 days since his last victory, but he's ultra consistent.
Yeah.
Especially for a 7-year-old. Strictly on paper, one's going to say he's got the beating of Stevie G.
Yeah.
6 kilograms better for a 2.5 length beating. In saying that, Stevie G knows how to win. He knows how to get his head in front. In his penultimate start, he was never in doubt. I know that on paper, he's going to find it tough. but you can put a line through his last starts. He was just out of his ground on the poly track. So Richard, I'm sure will want to get him handy and try get first run on Purple Powerhouse. If that's the case, I can see him confirming the form despite the turnaround in the weights. So I'm leaning towards Stevie G because Purple Powerhouse, you're going to get another honest effort, but he's just always finds one too good for him. The interesting runner is the horse that there's an equipment change, number 3, Master Bling. The blinkers go black on. And Cecil, I had a look. He's only had one run on the polytrack surface. And he finished 2 lengths off them, off a rating of 70. He's now right down to a 58. So if he's not run off his feet of the 1200, he could possibly be Stevie G's biggest danger, in my opinion. So in order, I'm going 4, 3, and 7.
4, 3, and 7. Let's confirm that place accumulator first leg, courtesy of Daryl. 4, 3, and 7 would be his preferential order of finish. And I see Catatonic has had the equipment change as well. The blinkers are on and has been doing well over the last 2 heats, finishing off its races. Let's see if the blinkers will just be what the doctor ordered to get that first career win at the 15th time. Banker the 4 is actually the way of Daryl's PA. Then, of course, if you want to add, 3 and 7 would be the ones to add into that first leg of the PA. Off time, 10-1. Okay, so the third race will be the start of the pick 6-8 runners carded for this fillies and mares 83. And let's just have a look at that betting. Well, the cover girl, so to speak, or the cover, yes, cover girl, we all say, why is it called Le when it's a La? But that is Le Premier, hoping to get back to winning ways. It would be 3 wins from 9 outings. But the favorite is the 7 Kennedy, who seems to do little wrong in these times. 3-1, 33-10 about the 3 Le Premier, 9-2 and better about those. You've got Paul Matchett trading KZN as well, Daryl. And the last time, what was once highly regarded Mr. Scotland, last one over course and distance. That's going back to 29 April 2023.
Yeah, Cecil, I think
Well, not even that. That was actually 5th of June, 2023.
if you go to SA Horse Racing, you'll see the reason why she's actually been off the track for 5 months.
Yeah,
And Mr. Matches has stated that she was given time off to mature.
yeah.
So I doubt he's going to rate KZN with the knowledge of her needing the run.
Yeah.
So you take it for granted that she's going to KZN, fits in well after the rest. One of the course and distance. I think she needs to recapture her best form to be competitive. Yeah, but in saying that, it is a field race. You can make a case for each and every one of these runners. So personally, I hope I get through the exotics in this leg. I've only put numbers 3, 4, and 5. I've got a preference for number 5, War Empress. I don't think the race was really run to suit last time I assessed. She was caught wide. She finished extreme outside, hard up against the outside fence. I think she's a bit better than that. So I'm hoping she can reverse the form with Rapid Fire, who finished ahead of her on that occasion. But then again, Rapid Fire's got the booking of Richard Free, so it's certainly a jockey up will assist her chances. Don't discount Le Premier, although she's got all to do with the swing around in the weights with Kennedy. She's 4 kilograms worse off, but that was a smooth victory in her penultimate start. So I'm still siding with her over Kennedy. So I'm going 5 by 3 and 4 in that order.
5 by 3 and 4, and of course 3, 4, 5 would make up that first leg. Offer suggested pick 3, but barring of course numbers 2 Paytons there and the 8 Mr. Scotland. This is a reunion of sorts. They've been meeting quite regularly. Numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Huh? All right, so that is the story. But field, I don't think anybody would laugh at you, especially the man on my right, and you could actually be the beneficiary of a bit of a result. Race 3. Don't forget, it's still a few days to go before we get into our daily news meeting for 2024. That, of course, includes the Woolhaven as well. Venue will be the very same Greyville, but of course, honor the turf. You can get in touch and suggest what you think could emerge as a lively July contender. Right, let's get to race 4 now. We were talking about how hard the Fillies Mares 83 was as race number 3. Race number 4, it is a lowly Fillies Mares 63. And again, this is a bit of a challenge, but I'm sure Daryl has worked out a formula to get us through race number 4. But the dominant forces at one stage last night, it was 28 to 10. Co-favoritism numbers 4, Fashion Mistress, the 5, Pantea, and also at 28 to 10 was the 7, Flying the Star. That was race number 4. Fillies Mares 63 over the 1,000 meters. And now we have, just having a look at that fourth race, it should still be about the same story. Preference for you, Mr. Marie, in race number 4 for the 3 co-favorites, and I say that with a little bit of a gesture: Fashion Mistress, Pantea, and the Flying the Star.
Cecil, very tricky. Fashion Mistress, unfortunately, there's no comments in the front of the book with regards to her chances. She's been off the track, what is it, 200 days. So if she's fit and well, I'd probably give her a winning chance because her better recent form has been on the surface. Penultimate start, she had a few excuses, could have finished close on that occasion, but she has been rested for quite some time. Like I say, if her well-being spot on, she must have a winning chance. Number 2 interests me here. Now, Full of Magic. Cecil, have a look at her rating. It's really plummeted. Few runs back, 4 lengths off War Empress of a 78. She's down to a 62. Now, last run was on the turf, but she's been rested, and I think she could race well fresh, this filly. So with her rating down to a 62, if on her current form, I think she has to be competitive off that mark. So I'm gonna be siding towards number 2 of here, Full of Magic. Respect for Pantea, just because of Richard Free. Nice improvements in her second start. Obviously, she didn't jump prior to that. And then number 7, you can expect a consistent effort over this course and distance. Flying the Star, that's the 6-year-old mare. But you know what? If Simanga SK can get Full of Magic handy on the poly track off a 62, she could be the one to be with over here.
Yes, it's actually interesting. SK will be riding it for the 6th time, and prior to today's ride, he had ridden it 5 times for a win, a second and a third. So obviously there is some kind of synergy there. So as far as race number 4 is concerned, an open-looking one, but the 2 Full of Magic could just be the one that pulls it off. That is a suggested jackpot of 2, 4, 5, and 7 from Daryl. 192 Rand is the total outlay, and the off time to race 4 is 2 o'clock. All right, you should be familiar with our details by now, but if you're not, there is a refresher. It is our X handle and our WhatsApp numbers that are scrolling at the bottom of the screen as we approach one of the bigger days that tells you that first week of July is very, very close by. Let's have a look at race number 5. This is a merit rated 76. Again, we stay over the sprint trips of 1,000 meters. And in race 5, number 7, Trafalgar Square is at 22 to 10. The 3, Chara Sands, 28 to 10. The 2, Intrepid is at 5 to 1. 5 to 1 is the 6. Griffin Park, it is 6 to 1. And better bar those. Rachel Fenneker, 13 rides for 4 wins and 5 placings aboard Mace Roberts, 5-year-old son of Visionaire. Last run was ahead of Rugger Lover, and that was on the 1st of May. Right, scratched is the 4th Plenian, and that is a recent scratching. That is this morning, in fact. That leaves the field of 8 once again. Trafalgar Square, we know all about the speed that Dennis Bosch's charge does bring to the races.
Yeah, I don't think Dennis and Richard have really had the best of luck when teaming up together. Quite a few of the horses haven't really been fortunate in running. So I'm sure Richard is really keen to get into the winner's enclosure over here for Mr. Bosch. You know, Cecil, the horse is lightning quick, back on his favorite surface. He does have the beating of Griffin Park. So let's see how he goes. There's a lot of pace in this race.
Yeah.
Himself, Griffin Park, they really like to get on with it, and they could really set up the race. Excuse me, Cecil, for the likes of Chara Sands. You know, 3 out of his 5 victories to date have been over this course and distance. Smooth victory last night. I don't think the £4 penalty is going to be of any concern. I'm leaning towards him. But you know what, Cecil, don't discount the chances of Mr. Matchett's run over here. Here comes the rain. Now, please take note, he's been fitted with cheek pieces this time round.
Yeah.
Go back a few runs when he was beaten 4 lengths behind Griffin Park. He's as much as 6.5 kilograms better off. So, 52.5 to shoulder. If he's not too far back turning for home, and if he's just off the pace, he could spring a bit of a surprise. Leaning towards Chara Sands, though.
Chara Sands, that's the one that they all have to beat from their last meeting with Trafalgar Square. I think is 1.5 kgs worse off with Richards Mount this afternoon. 4 Plinion, please be reminded, is a scratching. And Mr. Burrows has done the selection for Jackpot 2, and he has gone at that field in the first leg, including the scratching. And then he's got the banker in leg number 2. That'll be number 5, Linger No More. And then just a couple of horses in leg 3, 1 and 6. That is Silent Trigger and Woodland Glade, who's now scratching, unfortunately, and a field at the back. Billy Zumair's 68 a handicap. It's over the 2,000 meters race. Number 6, the last chance to get involved in a pick 3. And this will be the third last race before we get to Daily News and Woolhavington Day, which is Hollywood Bets Greyville. Come at this Saturday, certainly one of the exciting races. We've seen some exciting sorts contest those 2 features. Right, race number 6. Now we've got, as you saw, a jackpot suggestion from Mr. Burrows. He banked a certain number 5, Linger No More. And that has shortened in further to 14 to 10 from the 15 to 10 overnight. And the money hasn't stopped coming in. Also, for the MJ Ordendale 6 Leopard Lady, I had 13 to 2 last night. I see as short as a 3 to 1. 4 to 1 about the 3 True Love's a Kiss. It is a 5 to 1 and better by those. Well, it's no secret that Mr. Burrows is a favorite horse that races in his ownership along with others. Had a good win at Hollywood Bets at Kenilworth. So the coffers are overflowing, and hence that shortening into 14 to 10 about Linger No More, who got that overdue win at Turventine not so long ago. Very good win indeed, beating a nice sort in the form of a DeMarco's Jet. Talking about DeMarco, it's Marco van Rensburg retaining the right.
Yeah, the tails are certainly up. The Burrow, what do you like
the Burrowettes.
The Burrowettes.
Yes, Darren and the Burrowettes.
Yeah, Cecil, have a look at this 5-year-old mare, Linger No More. I mean, she was as long as a year off the track.
Yeah.
And then her 4 runs since returning from that layoff, she's just progressed in the right manner. She's certainly going in the right direction, Cecil. Last time out, gutsy victory. She got first run on her opposition, but the second filly is not a bad filly, like you touch on. The third filly actually contested the Oaks. Be Real.
Yes.
So she only picked up a 1 kilogram penalty. She does try the polytrack surface, but she likes to go handy and she's very fit. So she's got a lot in her favor. I do like her chances. Leopard Lady. Now she's had 1 start of the course and distance. She ran second on that occasion. Have a look at her rating. It's down to 57, and that's the mark where she just got touched off a few runs back. And I think Richard's taking off some weight to get down to 54.5 over here. So that makes it interesting. If you go back a few runs, Cecil, she actually got the beating of Mysterious Girl. It's when she ran second, and she's better off at the weights. But that was on turf, though. But I think Richard's going to suit this mare, Leopard Lady, and ride her nice and cold. And in a small field, she can certainly pick them off one by one. She's got a nice turn of foot on her day. So I'm going 5 and 6 to fight it out.
5 and 6, and the market would suggest that 5 and 6 will fight out that finish. I mean, you're talking about 13 to 2 overnight, and now down to 3 to 1. There are no scratchings in the race about
3 to 1.
6 Leopard Lady, and I think just in case my glasses are deceiving me, there we go. 3 to 1. That is the Leopard Lady. So it looks the boat race. That is the knock time of a 3:15 to the last chance to play a pick 3 at Hollywood Bets Grade. All right, we can confirm 2 scratchings in our penultimate event of the afternoon race, number 7, a last chance to get involved in a double, and they are the De Kock Charge Woodland Glade, that is number 6, and also scratch would be the intended reserve 13, Kanyazindlela. So this leaves us a field of 11, and don't forget, it is our X handle and our WhatsApp number at your fingertips at any time you so wish to get in touch with us. Now, as far as the rating of the race, it's the Meritorious 66 handicap, and I do say that the person who put this card together is looking to get a carryover of sorts for Saturday. All these lowly handicaps, and this one is a case in point, merit rated 66. It's over the mile. And now we've got Baron Porters, who is certainly settled in, and his slippers firmly under the bed, so to speak. His latest chance of winning Silent Trigger is at 33 to 10, the 7 Imaginable 15 to 4, 9 to 2, the 9 Eventador, the 4 Wave Warrior 6 to 1, 13 to 2, and a Better Bar those. So 33 to 10 about the 1 Silent Trigger. Calvin Abib, he's ridden the horse twice, in fact, the last twice. Last time he ran a second, so I think he is very familiar with this 5-year-old son of Twice Over.
Yes, Cecil. In his penultimate start over 1200, probably found the track a little bit too quick for him on that occasion. One thing I just want to add, there's no
Yes.
doubt he's off a competitive mark in the stables, found good recent form. He can, on times, get a little bit like he could possibly lose his position from the stall gate. He needs to hold his position. He needs to have good early gate speed to get prominent because you don't want to be caught too far back, especially on the fence on the polytrack surface. So if he's handy enough, I'll give him a strong winning chance. Let's hope he can hold his position from the best stall gates. Wave Warrior, back in trip. He's a gutsy front runner.
Yeah.
Atsendiwe knows him extremely well. Horses on his inside don't really have the gate speed to match him, so he should really get to the front without having to use too much energy. So give him a winning chance over here. Richard reunites with Imaginable.
Yeah.
Now, a few runs back when he ran 5th, I'm sure he said to himself, you know what, this horse is a bit one-paced. I need to get rolling early on him. So don't be surprised to see him handier to the pace this time round. In fact, go back in form when he won and he beat Send Me. He was handy on that occasion. So I got a feeling they're going to change tactics with him, get him into the race early. And he could be thereabouts, possibly fight it out. Yeah, this is a tricky race, Cecil. I find it very difficult. I'll give all of numbers 1, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9 winning claims, leaning towards number 7, Imaginable.
Imaginable. I was going to actually ask you about the 8 Palermo. I'm glad you mentioned it. It's the maiden against winners, but I do recall when Buzz Bomb actually made its seasonal debut in KZN New, and Darren were very, very much all over a Buzz Bomb and didn't disappoint. All right, there is Silent Trigger, has to jump and utilize that pole position, draw 1 according to Mr. Marie. Calvin Abib retains right for Baron Porters. All right, so the last race on our midweek program at Hollywood Bets, Greyville gets underway at 25 past 4. This is a Hollywood Bets, a bright future. Fillies, the mares, again, it is a 68 handicap. It's over the 1400 meters. We have lost to the 5 drive-by. Your favorite is the 3 hugs and for high fives. So that is at 28 to 10. Number 2, Miss Liala, is at 33 to 10. The 4 Perfect Trust 4 to 1. Nibble at the 1, and it is a local debutant, the 1 Green Valkyrie. A 9 to 1 has been shortened in to 7 to 1 on local debut. Will be partnered by Tristan Gordon for Kumaran and Naidu. And then it is 17 to 2 and a Better Bar those. Interesting runner, the 2, Mr. Liala. Muzieni has got a good tune out of this horse on many an occasion, and at times getting into tussles with Richard Fourie, who now gets a chance to get a leg over.
Yeah, very interesting because Muzi, like you touched on, he really gets the best out of her. In saying that, who says Richard isn't going to do the same? But they got a great relationship. Yeah, Cecil gone up in the ratings. Quite a big penalty £5
Yeah.
for half a length victory last night.
Yeah.
Let's see how she goes. I'll give her a chance. I mean, she must have a chance. It's a handicap. Hugs and I-5s, her ratings come down. She's taken on stronger in the past. I think she's a little bit short in the market. I'm still going to be leaning towards her. I think she'll drift out come race time. So if she goes to a respectable price, I suggest maybe a small nibble on her, because I think this is the perfect race for her to bounce back to best. Perfect Trust, Cecil, ultra consistent. You're going to get a run for your money. And then Kitsen's Adventure. She nowadays, I think, finds the 1200 on the sharp side and the mile touch too far. So this is her optimum trip, in my opinion. You know what? I still believe that Cole's one of the most underrated jockeys in the country. I really think he is more than capable in the saddle. Doesn't have the best style of riding, but I always include him on a horse that I fancy, because he often finishes in the money at big prices. And he has a filly that's very consistent. She's never far off them. She's actually a mare. So she's going to be my second pick. I'm going 3 from 6 over here.
3 from 6, and we found, as far as Otto, but Bets Kenilworth, you and Mr. Mirage were on the same page, and you really did show a profit. There is that exacta. 2, 3, 4, and 6 would be the suggested boxed exacta. And of course, now that we see all that money flying in for the one green Valkyrie, perhaps just throw in a few more rand, and that could be to your benefit. That has been racing at Hollywood Bets Greyville. Last race is off at 25 past 4. First of 8 gets underway at 12:15, and that is the start of the buy pots.